Game number 4, just now beginning. And at the bottom left we see the spawn of floods, and as you can see everybody spawns very close with a big gold mine right next to their bases, and well, with a lot of chickens. But also rhinos, or rather hippos, 1 hippo, 2 hippos, and well, rather 3. Possibly red one has hippos here as well. Not really much to talk about here before a bit of scouting happens, so let's look at the opposite side. Also the same hippos, gold, hippos, chickens and such. A lot of wood, so at this point though, you can look at the map. Everybody has 3 TCs at the back. Then you have 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 here, and 2 extras. So this one and this one you can say that are in DoD's power together with this one. These 3 at the back are more or less in LUT's power, and these will be contested, but they are still, yeah, they are in the middle, so they will be contested. You can see that the map is pretty much mirrored looking at the minimap, so nobody is at a horrible disadvantage, so the game should be kind of fun. And we have some first relic here, and that's cheaper temper research costs. That's not that bad. Especially when it's on the right side, and I think we have a Zeus there. Oh no, we don't. That's kill you die. That's on the other side, so yeah. But anyway, it will be handy. Another relic. Better hip aspists and so on. Pierce damage and hack damage. It's useful. Another relic discovered here is better infantry attack versus titans. That would have been nice for some Ragnarok, but I'm not sure if that is coming in this game. And since we already see some nice discovery attempts here, now you can see a flash of another giraffe, so that's a herd of giraffes here. Big hunt, a lot of gold, some monkeys, another batch of monkeys, and is there some other hunt here? Oh, nice giraffes here, and a gold at the back as well. Well, this is kinda useless. You don't really have any use for it. You see, that is so far back, right near the wall, but anyway, it can come in handy if you want to steal it from your opponent. In that case, it could be nice. Monkeys and nice herd of giraffes here. That's kinda no man's land, but this is well in blue's power, and that's quite sweet. And relic, yeah, 2 lions will appear at your temple. Pretty sweet. And Hell's Ravage as Loki. I think he might be going for this forward hunt pretty soon. These are just some hippos in the middle. Bunch of rhinos together with hyenas, some guard, and a lot of giraffes here at the right. That's in green's power. And he as an Ati could go there as well. That would be sweet. Another giraffe. Probably a patch of zebras in there. And 1 gold. So far it seems like the gold is a bit better placed for lots here on the right side. But it's not really very bad for those either. The game should be really decided in the middle, around this TC and this TC I expect. This will be 2 crucial focal points of all the battles. A lot of monkeys, and we are at 320, so we could be thinking about advancing. Yeah, Hell's Ravage already building temples, same as Poeft, right in their bases. So they will be advancing reasonably soon. And how's it looking for the green player? Already clicked into Prometheus. That's going to be like 440 advance. That's pretty sweet. How about the Lutz? Aurelian is not advancing yet. 9 Racing Cat seems to be the first to advance and will be pretty soon there. And well, Kilura is not far behind and he is preparing for Centaur raiding. 2 guys on favor and a lot of guys on wood. Already walling in to be protected. And gathering from the giraffes right at his doorstep. Those 2 trees could be pretty useful for walling. He can place some nice walls right between them and connect to this wood to protect his base from the left altogether. That's pretty sweet. Right now you can see that Kiludai's scout has just discovered where green is gathering food. That's very important for his Centaur raiding later on. And other than that, we see a whole lot of varied colored blobs on the map. Hello, yellow house here, teal guy here, here, and green here. Yep, as I was expecting, Hasrovich is already gathering this front hand. He can really afford that. I think he will be advancing pretty soon, yeah. Building second temple at his base, right now in. Spoeft not far behind, and last one, Titu, he is already through, I think, isn't he? Yeah, he is. So Aurelian and Spoeft are the only ones missing. You can see that Aurelian is playing the same strategy as last game, taking a second DC, trying to boom. So maybe they will try to replicate the strategy from last game around. But now that the dots actually know what this will be about, they might do a better job surprising their opponents. So this means he will be very late, and yeah, this is something Spoil did last well. Some very nice walling. And it seems he could be in luck that his opponents won't be aware of this. This steel guy is going away, maybe trying to guard the TC. And once these Hersirs finish walling up their home and move there, it's going to be a very nice strategic position, because if he goes for some raiding into those guys, he will have a wall to go back behind and save some extra damage. That's pretty nice. Blue just waiting with some guys here, that much, and another batch is trying to find some release. And will he be lucky and go into those? Well, they won't be going anywhere soon. There's still a lot of giraffes here and a lot of meat, and once they scout around those town centers, which is what they seem to be doing right now, they should be turning back to the bases. Centaurs, first centaurs coming in to have a go, and they should be killing at least one wheelie. Yep, yellow wheelie down. Good job, and let's go somewhere else. Blue though is starting to have a pretty decent army. He captured the relic that gives him extra 2 lions. That could actually be pretty nice, but he could really use the troll right now in his attack. At the same time, you can see that teal on the other side of the map is already preparing a bit of an army. And since he knows where green is, he will be going there, but yeah. There won't be any strawberries to pick, because the house is here to protect. Though, green is doing the same thing, trying to find some release from his opponents. And he might be just in luck if he rounds just here. And you can see on the top that blue actually missed those red willies, and red is building second TC right now. So lots are opting for a heavy boom, and especially on the Zeus side, so they will try to make their Zeus as powerful as possible. And on this map with extra TCs, it could be a viable strategy. There was this relic. Better myth units crush armor. That's not bad at all. That will be very useful for fire giants later on. And maybe even Titan, if it applies with him. I'm not exactly sure if it does or not. Save hunt with troll guarding them. A very nice wall in from blue, following yellow's example, who has just finished this wall. And is trying to build another one. So they are definitely trying to build Chinese wall here. All around the map, to be protected from all kinds of raiding, to have an undisturbed boom. Well, why not? Centaurs are here and are kinda annoying Titu very seriously. And before this Willy can get into safety, yeah, he will be dead. Yeah, here it is. And a shockwave from his teammate actually helps him in his efforts. But right now, Kiruda should run away. And another shockwave, this time from Dots, means a goodbye life for the Centaurs. And extra spawn here. So second TC here. Second TC also for 9 Racing Cat right now. So that will be all 3 lots at 2 TCs, whereas Dots only the green one. Titu is taking second. Just as I said it, Spoeft is going for 1 as well. I am thinking this could be kind of a booming game on both sides, and faster advances. Hasravich is already 36% into Bragi. And is maybe someone from Lutz going in, or are they going for Big Boom? I would actually think with the kind of map and easy defense, Red going for third, it wouldn't be the worst idea if the Zeus actually went for fast mythic. That would be a pretty sweet strat right there. Anyway, not much of a battle going anywhere. Hellsravage has some army here in the middle. Probably some encounter will be here soon between teal, purple and green. But right now green is trying to stop teal from building a forward TC. It's one of the middle ones. And one of the important ones to take. Hellsravage is right now through. That should send a bit of a scare into Lutz actually. And if he is going for faster mythic right there, well, that would be altogether another thing for Lutz to defend. I think we can see that green is teaming up, or rather not, he's being teamed upon by purple and teal. And he has to retreat because behind those nice walls, and blue will join him. But at the same time he needs to be careful on his left side, where red has broken through his defenses, and some centaurs are going in to wreck his economy. So he better be careful. At the same time he's taking back TC and finishing walls, but needs some extra gold to finish the wall to the full. Those two lions, oh, they are just getting the release. The TC seems to be going safely for Aurelian, and an interesting battle here, where green was kinda caught in a bad battle, but right now Swift is helping him. And as a Loki, he definitely has to hope for some good spawns before all those guys are dead, and he's not getting them so far. So it's a pretty interesting battle, and Spoeft was definitely unlucky, as much as he can, because he didn't spawn hasn't spawned single mythical unit from all those Hercers and the battle. So right now Titus' army is being killed by good old triple. And well, that's it for this part of the map. And Hellsravage, just as we finish this wall, he has built a settlement, so he's at 3, and this is another important one in the middle that will be hotly contested. And yes, even though Spoeft actually built a nice wall, it's been broken through, but it wasn't in the end all the way to the side, so yeah, not good enough. Same could be said for this wall. I'm not actually sure why they aren't finishing them, but it almost seems like an intention to do so. Right now though, Lutz are doing pretty well. They started their eco boom sooner, so they are having a better capacity of producing military units, and they are at a TC advantage right now as well, 3-3-2 against 3-2-2. And the dots are not taking any extra TCs, whereas Aurelian actually is, and is right now stealing Titus' third TC. And well, oh wow, this could be very bad. Steel army here, a bit of here, and yeah, you won't be gathering this. But at the same time, green could be a luck because he could interrupt building this TC. There's some blue blob here. Haha, raiding from the boars. That's nice fun. If he can get some extra boars, he could actually go on some killing spree of TCs. That wouldn't be the worst. That would be pretty nice. These walls are very clever from Giludai because they allow him for some maneuver ability. He can engage his opponents between them, and when he thinks he's receiving too much damage, he just runs behind the wall and lets TC do the damage to those extra opponents. Well, that's nice and sweet. Spoeft at 3 TCs quite soon, and though blue has to step up his efforts because red has amassed quite a decent army, but without any upgrades. Yeah, he doesn't have enough. Even though it's 3 versus 3, it's still Hellsravage at Mythic or Heroic, and a huge risk of spawning mythical units from this amount of Hercers. At the right side, the TC that Aurelian was trying to steal is being hotly contested. And, well, Nyan is joining in this fight, but Green is not alone here as well. And Spoeft is building military. Should be able to repel the opponents. Yep, that's what is happening. And right now I would think that once C2 accumulates enough resources, he will just switch those villies to build the TC and be done with it. So, a bit of pursuit from yellow, and a lot of army from blue. Where is that going? Is that going somewhere to the back? Yeah, probably to kill this Aurelian's TC. That's very nice. And we can see guys advancing into heroic from Lutz, Aurelian and Nyan. Whereas T2 and Spoeft are not advancing yet. At least not what we could see so far. So that's one hugely important battle, and maybe flaming weapons, I think they could be a better place for them. But with red army spawning out of nowhere, it still means a TC down, which is very important right now. He has to retreat, does he? Ah, yeah, he probably does, because this army from red is very strong, many Hippicons are good, and yeah, everything is converging in, but green is joining the battle as well, so this could turn into pretty important game-changing encounter once this happens, if it happens. And it will depend if Hellstravage gets some sweet draws from his power. But right now green is revoked to somewhere, not really sure where, and he is taking the TC, looking at the minimap to make sure he's at 3. So everybody at 3 except the 9 and Aurelian. Aurelian is now rebuilding his forward. That was just destroyed by blue, and here we see some first steal from Hellstravage. So he'll be at 4, and this is pretty nice. And a bit lucky for him, because 9 is taking 3rd at his back, and that he didn't choose this one. Not exactly sure why, but it might be a pretty nasty surprise for them. And at the same time, wow, Spoeft is stealing a forward TC. That's one of the middle hotly contested. Tartarian Gate, hello! From Aurelian, and some kind of raiding, but that was just for Tartarian Gate, and due to Green Army being at home, it shouldn't do all that much damage. Walls being reinforced here, right to the side of the map, so that this part of the map is safe for gold gathering and whatnot. And this TC is almost up. This TC for Spoeft is up, and well, a lot of Hippicons trying to take it down. And well, I was going to say that they might succeed, but with those extra damages from the Turmas, and seeing how these guys are almost half dead, most of them, not enough luck there. At the same time, at the bottom, there's a bit of raiding from yellow, with some nice spawns of Valkyries, which are pretty great for raiding. And as we see, so with those willies, oh, seems to be not paying attention right now, but anyway. The middle, 9 was trying to move here and actually somehow contribute to taking the middle, but right now this is pretty much a double of Spoeft and green teammate T2. And right now 7 TCs, so that's pretty sweet. Hellstravage is trying to wall himself in and build a trade route here. And Killra is doing the same, and well, Lutz are still not aware of this. And once Hellstravage goes in, yeah, that will be a nasty surprise for those guys. So, 9 Racing can't recognize that the battle is not to be won in the middle, and wow, a huge triple is brewing. That could be a very important one, especially when you consider that flaming weapons are here for Hellstravage and Spoeft as well. So if Spoeft pulls in enough army, and these double flaming weapons actually won't be that a good idea because of the ceasefire. Well, kinda curious if they will fall into that trap, but I'm not expecting it. 25 TC. So that's one battle that blue will definitely lose because of 9 Racing. A very good army here. A lot of Murmilos and some decent firepower here, so he has to move along. And I wanted to look at red more thoroughly If he's an Avasi Mythic, yes. 90% into Hephaestus. And green changes scenery here into right here, and maybe trying to take on his steel counterpart. Well, right now, blue was joined by yellow. Some nice spawn into the boar, that's pretty nice. For yellow, I think, as well. And this is a battle Nyan shouldn't have taken, and it cost him a whole of his army. And red is for some reason not joining into the fun, but he joins right at the point when Nyan is actually almost dead. But still it seems that Murmilos did quite a decent amount of damage, and that's why. That's the upgrades. I was looking for blue with upgrades. Baseline and yellow. Very nice. Yeah, pretty decent one as well. So anyway, those Murmilos. Sweet play right there. And we see Vortex from Titu right at the back of Aurelian's gold gathering. So they will destroy this palace and continue with their raiding on the village in the rain. Died almost instantly, those two birds in this exchange, and well, that's a sweet raid. One village down, should be second more or less, second, third. Pretty nice play right there. So what's this yellow blob here? Oh, that's some stray boar. They're just going to die, and on the left, Spoeft is joining slowly with Halsravich and preparing for some surprise assault on Kilurai's left side. That's going to be interesting when that happens. You can see Halsravich and Spoeft duet for TCs, and that should be a bit the difference in the battle, I think. Right now, Myrmidons are starting to trickle in from Kilurai, and they should kill him once they have the chance. And right now they are discovering that armories are cropping up to fast build the upgrades, and those should definitely hurry, because once the Myrmidons are up, it's not going to be easy for the Norse to battle against that army. Green in the meantime moved to DC of Nyan Racing Cat, which should be through these Hacker Gigant Canadet and also those Murmilos. And also at the bottom of the map we see some nice build from Spoeft. Yeah, he's very good at that and he likes that. So another surprise attacking coming from the right. Vortex used from Nyan. And that's on this DC. That's going to put T2 at 2. But does still have an idea what to do next. Maybe take it? Well, against this Nidhogg, they won't be taking it anytime soon. But they still might do some damage to some extra TC, but they have a long way to go, and Dragon in there. Well, we'll see soon enough. On the left there's a battle raging between the mythical Zeus Gileadai and right now Hellsravage switching into throwing Axeman, which are obviously the best choice the Norse has against Myrmidons, but still he won't be doing well. He's not helped by his teammate, and that's going to be Spoeft right there. You can see that Red finally discovered that the TC has been stolen and is being killed by Gileadai's Petrobolai and the Colossi that just died, but at the same time the TC dies as well to those Petrobolai if they actually both aim at the TC, which they don't. So there's still a sliver of chance for blue to kill them, but with the third one cropping up, oh, the TC is down there. Ooh, some other battle. Okay, so this is a sweet raid from yellow into the red, and so far red is not aware. He's probably much more interested in those Petrobolai. This is a double raid. Hellsravage also using some of his fire giants to put Nyan Racing at 2 TCs, but Bellerophon comes in as the hero he is. And well, one dead, another jump, few steps, and goodbye fire giant. Well, that took a bit of time for Kiryudai to notice. And at the same time, the mine is all used up, wall being built, so this should be resolved by the red. And is he maybe ready to retake the TC? Looking how blue nor yellow are really ready here, it might be going into lots pockets soon, but we can see that at the bottom, Spoef's attempts are being fruitful. Some first trading attempts and a bit of idols here from Lat, and also a trade. Right now that these guys actually notice, they should right now know that yellow is there as well. And well, he is advancing, though here, what is happening? Well, green was able to retake his TC, and some help from yellow is here, but still, teal is doing quite nicely, and is making life for green difficult. I'm not exactly sure what green is doing all that much. He's here in the middle engaged, but he doesn't seem to be having a whole lot of army. And his archers are obviously being slaughtered by those destroyers. It doesn't seem like green is doing enough to actually give their opponents at bay here. That's steel or purple. Everybody is at mythic, so nobody should be at a disadvantage. Where is some green unit? Okay, pretty good upgrades. And how's it looking for purple? Also, that's pretty much the same. That's all about the numbers here. At the right, green's 30C is also going down again, because there's absolutely no defense from yellow or green. And at the same time, Spoeft is walling like absolutely everybody. Walling here, here, absolutely everybody. And he's trying to wreck the trade here. And with the ballistas being protected by the walls, he should be successful and make life difficult for his opponents, and that's still right now. Though in the middle, purple is trying to advance. Right now, blue is trying to help, which seems to be needed. But that means that at the left, the Zeus is right now having everything upgraded and is free to boom. So many military academies and temples. But Hasravich is doing a pretty good job with some extra towers, dishing damage to those Myrmidons. That's a pretty good strat to kill them. And well, once Kiludai drops the TC, the job should be much easier for Hellsravage. And if they take it down in time, which they should, it will also mean that Kiludai's buildings won't be as strong. Well, that's very close. 21-2. And yep, just in time, so it will take some extra shots, and Helepoli are going to wreck here. And I think it calling for a pause. You can see that finally Hellsravage is helping his green teammate deal with the annoying guys with long capes. And at the same time, Spoeft is going for 5th TC. Interesting. He's probably the one who is spread out over the map the most and trying to do the most interesting strategies, so it could be the correct choice here. And, well, we can see that at the right side he is being countered by a lot of birds and some extra dryads and army, so Teal is finally forced to battle someone else than just raid the free TCs from green. But the trade route from Teal has been stopped, which means a lot of llamas not doing anything. At the same time, in the middle, somehow green was able to recuperate, probably because of the help of his teammates, but purple still has enough army, and this seems to be more or less a stalemate between those two Oranoses in the middle. A lot of buildings here, so I don't really expect you to go through, especially with no siege units at all. And well, DoD might want to build some tower spam or palace spam of their own to actually make some, to make sure they are safe. So Spoeft has retaken the TC, and together with Savage, they are trying to push and kinda put Red into pincers from both sides. But right now he has quite a decent army, and well, Savage is though not giving up on this right side. Well, this wasn't the lucky place, so let's try it a bit shorter, farther north, rather south. And yep, blue getting into the trade route, building temple, and well, longhouse. And soon they will be attacking this DC. Let's temple for some fire giants. To exactly take care of this annoying building here. But red army sweeping in and going to make a quick job of these roof sarks. So that means pretty much a goodbye attempt at this blockage of the trade route. Red using some more fortress here, and he will be pumping Patroboli to actually kill the DC pretty soon. At the right, Teal is successfully denied to his 30C, which is a pretty important play, because once Green is not able to help in the middle enough, he would be kind of liability for his team. You can see that he's been helped by Spoeft right in the middle. But he has also lost the DC just now, at the worst time for him, I think. He was trying to help D2 actually kill Teal and Purple. He lost the DC to all those Helopoli and will have to rebuild. And maybe he will just give it to Green. We'll see soon enough. So Spoef's attempt at right is pretty much dead. He just gave up on it, seeing how Teal has enough army to take care of it, and all those llamas are getting back to work. And what else is happening elsewhere? The battle between Myrmidons and the Norse is not really raging. Myrmidons are just trying to take down the TC, which they just did. At the same time though, Kiliudai lost the TC himself to all those ballistae, as he wasn't really careful there, and Nyan has no gold. That's maybe because all those llamas weren't really doing anything for quite some time. Idols here, stuck animation of the vortex, and I don't really see all that many purple llamas here, so yeah, if you ran out of gold, you didn't yet. There's one spot here, well, they have plenty of gold, so I'm not sure why. He just mismanaged his echo probably. But anyway, the battle in the middle seemed to be going well once Poeft was in there, but he had to retreat to rebuild his DC, but now the infantry is free to attack, and it should be 2v2 again. A bit of blue, so I like kinda 2.5 maybe. But Poeft is doing pretty decent thing, building all the hill forts, temples and buildings everywhere, so that he can be everywhere with all his extra TCs as a smart play. And not exactly sure what this vortex is all about. It didn't seem like Aurelian was any threat here. But anyway, okay, he's just switching scenery, building his 30C, and it seems like blue. Okay, so that's just release. I was thinking that if it were blue, he might be thinking about going for the TC, and he still might, because the yellow ballista is here. Are pretty sweetly hidden and protected by the walls, so that's a good play right there. His cities are protected, so no harm going to be done there. Red has taken this TC, so he's at 3, soon at 4. And right now Blue is trying to push through the middle and kill him where he doesn't have any military buildings. That's a pretty sweet idea, but will it work out? We'll see soon enough, I guess. Yellow is trying to wall in the trade, and it seems like he did succeed, even though there seems to be one spot that the guys can go through, at least they seem to think so. And Blue need Hawk to rain fire upon the poor llamas. Barbecue time. And Nyan has lost DC. This back one to all those yellow mountain giants. That's pretty sweet play. And will someone go to reclaim them? And right now I think they should be switching to this fortress and here, but Bellerophon will make a pretty quick deal of those, so really all that difficult. But here I see some purple blobs in dot space finally, and that's Radiant on Willy's on that side. That's finally the play we wanted to see, and also on their trade as soon as possible, I think. Nine Racing Cat was able to kill one of Spur's DCs. That should set him back, but he had a lot of Willies here, so he just switched some of the guys into Old Starks, and he will be rebuilding pretty soon, I think. Oh, in the middle. How's it advancing? Well, green is advancing pretty well here against purple. He's doing a very decent job right now. Purple is at a disadvantage with TCs. So that's probably why he won't be able to do enough. Kyriudai has just lost the TC. That's another problem for them, as the Zeus will be weaker. All those ballistae. And Spoeft is trying to take this back TC, and well, first he wants to build towers because those birds are pretty annoying. He has no way to kill them. He doesn't have any throwing axemen here or fire giants or anything to deal with this, so this TC might be free for a moment there. How's it advancing here? There were some ballistas, but he'll obviously got rid of them. But still, it seems to have bought time for green to build some decent army and some destroyers and going through to kill this TC, and that won't be very nice for Aurelian. Once he's down to 2 and T2 is maybe able to capture it to 4, it could be his downfall. At the same time, T2 is advancing into the middle, very successfully fighting right now Teal and Purple together, which is kind of weird, but yeah, that is what is happening. And Red is not taking this TC at all. Spoev has just lost this front one. But, well, just 2 myrmidons it seems. But not really a whole lot of deal. He also lost this one. So he's suddenly from 5 TCs down to just 2. And Kyriudai is responding in kind to what Hell's Ravage is doing to him. Killing TCs with ballistae, so he is killing TCs with Megalopolis, making life difficult for Spoeft, but at the same time you can see that Blue is doing a whole lot of work in the middle as well, keeping Kyriudai at low TC so that he's not as much threat as Zeus there. Another TC down, this time from Contarius Radiant from Teal, so he's doing the same job, same thing as last game. And he is continuing and will continue because there's not enough army here. So there's going to be Spoeft at just 1 DCs. But he shouldn't mind all that much. He's already rebuilding the one stolen from Teal at this front. And Teal is forced to relinquish the power here. But at the same time, there's a huge battle in the middle still. Nyan needs help, and he definitely does, because Green is killing him with himself. And once those extra hill giants, the mountain giants, join the battle, that could be the extra siege that he needs to actually put Nyan into the coffin here. Contarius is raiding, continuing with not really much army here pursuing them, so they are free to do as they please, I think. And DoD should pay more attention here. And is still keeping this TC for himself, keeping Spoeft right now at 1. And Kyriudai rebuilding his TC, so he will be at 3 pretty soon. But these two are kind of free right now. And Hell's Ravage is trying to take the home TC from Kyriudai all the way, battling those Colossi. And a very smart use of Frost Giants to actually freeze those guys in place and have his archers deal the damage. That's a pretty sweet play, but it will be cut short by those Helipoli and the Myrmidons. That's a decent amount of them. So this TC might not be coming up as easily. Yep, Myrmidons trickling in, so they should be resolved from red. And at the same time, at the right, we see the Contarius is got back to their former Teal base. Well, they are getting some decent damage from yellow here, though he will root lots of the TC because that's very annoying, putting him at low pop, and he definitely needs the pop. At the same time though, Teal has lost another TC to a pretty sweet attack from blue, and yellow is walling and trying to build another forward base at the right here. Oh, but Contariuses are having a snack time of all those buildings, obviously. Right here, Halstravich is taking forward TC. I think that's a correct play. He is the one having the best plays right now, so he's the one deciding what should be done where. And this is very important stolen TC. This is very important because it gives them defensible position right in the middle of all those battles and right in the middle of enemy's base. But right now Giludai is at 4 TCs and that's very dangerous, and if he is able to capture his front, or rather his base one, that could be very dangerous if he was a 5 TC Zeus. Now we can see finally the underworld used for some back raiding on the trade. They weren't trying to take the TC and they are just trying to kill the trade. But was that really successful? Well, a lot of it is going here. But a lot of army here coming as well from yellow. Well, a lot of army. It should be enough to actually keep his opponents at bay. Let's see how that fares. And some purple blob, so that's just birds doing nothing. That's a lot of population, unfortunately for purple, away. Blue has lost the forward TC that he just stolen to another batch of Contariuses from Aurelian, who is just now reduced to building just those. And he is trying to counter Titus' tower spam. Well, he won't be having much trouble with that. Still though, Green is having a pretty good game right now. With all the upgrades, I would guess, of course, at this stage of the game, 40 minutes. And, well, he is handling two guys at once, I think, more or less. Right now, Blue trying to keep Gilura at least 4 TC, so that he's not a lot more. But Red is taking his job very seriously, and all those Myrmidons and the extra pop. Oh wow, he's already there, and once he has all the upgrades, they will be coming in very strong. So, Myrmidons are going to wreck the TC, and he will probably aim to capture it very soon. And this will be very bad because of the trade route disruption for dots. Okay, so TC wrecked, and yellow and blue both are concentrating on these efforts. Red is finally joining in, but I just was saying that he will be killed. Bellerophon saves the day for Red. It's a pretty huge battle, because right now Kirudai himself is being able to engage two of his enemies basically by one army due to sheer strength, but he is slowly losing, and I'm not sure if he's realizing it. Blue is not successful at these attempts, and so he is trying his luck at his left side, and well, he's trying to kill the TC, but maybe he should try to kill the underworld passage. He's maybe not aware that it's right there next to this. And yeah, tough luck. Myrmidons are just better there. And this could be the turning moment in the game. As I said a bit earlier, I'm going to repeat that once Giludai is able to capture 5 TCs, that's going to be a whole lot of problems because of the Myrmidons, as they are very great against Norse, and not exactly sure what Norse can do against that. I'm actually thinking nothing. Ati can at least do Fanatics, they are pretty brutal against Myrmidons, but especially Loki that relies on good Hersirs, that's not a good deal, and the whole batch coming in again, and red buildings just cropping in. Well, Spoift is trying to retake the TC, and should be time, just not. The Helipo just there, 9 racing at no rest, no building, so that's the reason why he isn't rebuilding the TCs. And flaming weapons from yellow, that's kinda needed, because this was a huge battle and they need to kill everything here. Even though it's against Myrmidons, so it's not as successful, they are falling like flies, those Essirs. It was the only thing to keep them from getting wrecked altogether. This is pretty much a race of time, I think. If Kill You Die will kill his opponents sooner, then Green is actually able to kill his opponents in the middle there. And Billy is going for the DC, not afraid of anything. Rambo style. But they arrived a tad too late and they will pay with their lives with all of that. Yep. That was a bit of a setback for Kill You Die, and he has to kinda recuperate here. But 9 is calling for GG because he is more or less dead. He has nothing, Kill is going through him like butter, like knife through butter. And it's just a question of time before he actually uses some extra release to take those DCs. Blue is finishing this one, okay. This is safe as well, and that's it. 9 Racing Kent is resigning, which means that DoD is advanced to the finals after some pretty decent games, 3-1, and well, another 40-minute game, just like the last one. Red was trying to make life difficult for DoD to the last minute, this TC down, and well, it wasn't enough though, because Green was able to get into the game quite nicely and pretty much punish Teal together with Purple at the same time, and that allowed two guys to handle the Mythical Zeus. That was a real threat there. Very nice, and you can see yellow absolutely everywhere. Those walls, oh my. Spoev definitely knows how to play this map. Good job and congrats Dots, but it has to be said, the games weren't easy and Lats had fought very nicely, and there were moments where actually it seemed like they might be winning the games against Dots, but finally in the end the quality on the Dot side prevailed and Lats will have to try in another season. Looking at the post game, T2 was the MVP from the start of the game to like half of it at least, or maybe 3/3. I wouldn't think so. He was really being crippled by all those raids on his front TC. But in the end, you can see he did very well in the middle, and that earned him the total score best. A bit of resource distributed, not anything brutal. Nice. T2 had the best echo. Kinda surprising seeing how he was the Ati. But, well, his economy obviously wasn't disturbed at all, it was just the TC. Iron Racing Cat was doing all he could, the most military units, but still, he was losing there to better Oranos in the end. Improvements, pretty much okay from everyone. Upgrades also nice, although 9 was just at 30. It's kinda not enough, I think. Probably missed some, but yeah, he was having a tough time at the second half of the game. Sweet stats. And this is the reason why 9 Racing Kit wasn't really doing all that well. He was being kept at a very low amount of release all the time. It's just not enough. And Aurelian and T2 were just so far above him. Yep, so 9 somewhere just lost the game for him by not producing enough civilians, it seems. It's also interesting to note the decline of blue and yellow here. That's pretty brutal. From like 100 to like 50. But that's on account of strong late game economy and villages being transformed into Lusarks, more or less. And you can see Spleft sitting on quite some resources there. Aurelian on a whole lot of wood. Spleft on a whole lot of gold. Well, everybody was sitting on gold, it seems. Well, good job. Good job. Yep, those extra TCs were in Lat's power more or less, but not too much. It's not like the map was any disadvantage.